how's it going?
Good.
How you doing? Jordan.
Hey, Jordan. I can remember that.
Najir.
Najir. Nice to meet you.
You can remember that. You never hear it. Let's move this off the way.
Yeah, it's
Now-
a little distracting.
Now we do know that we're talking about Hollywood horror films,
Okay.
and I've heard it, and I want to know what your thoughts is. Do we actually consider Get Out a horror film?
What a great question. Well, personally, I never did.
I don't either. That's what.
But it was produced by Blumhouse, which has got a reputation of making horror films.
Correct.
And they know they do a lot of things well at Blumhouse, but one of the things they do is they know how to make their money back from horror films. And so I don't know how Jordan hooked up with them, but it seemed like a really great fit because I think Jason Blum was really smart about seeing what he had right from the start. And I read, I'm so proud of that movie. I don't think it's a horror movie. I think the term Jordan used for it eventually was social thriller.
Yeah,
And I think that's right. But what is genre, right? It's like it's your interpretation of something. So I just think I think it's a thriller, and I think it's a thriller with a really great social point. And the thing is that you can, if you want to see it as a horror movie, it works as a horror movie. If you want to see it as a thriller, it works as that. Mostly, if you want to see it as a comedy, it works as that, right? Even in a very sly way. So that's why it's a great film to me. Is that its ability to bend genres.
You're talking about Jordan Peele. I mean, this guy wears all of the hats in his films. I want to know what type of relationship you guys have and more or less trust process into letting you be one of the seats at the table.
Great questions. So he's a great guy. He's just like he comes off in interviews. He's both the funniest, but also the smartest guy in the room. And so like nothing gets past him. And that's really. And he's very observational. I think he really kind of sees everything and processes it. So it's a huge honor to me that he trusts me to be at the table because he genuinely wants creative collaborators. He's a person who he knows he has a vision and he knows what he wants, but he also, because he has the confidence of that vision, he wants others to contribute to that to make it even better. So he always gives me really great direction, and direction that's like inspires you to live up to what we talked about. We'll have a great talk, and then now I gotta make that happen. But that's what any creative person wants. You want the opportunity to feel like you're really stepping out there. You're stepping outside what you would have done and do something new. And so that's genuinely what he wants. And if you're not doing that, he'll send you back to do it again. So.
Is there a backstory to the song "The Luna Is I Got 5 on it"? In the Get Out.
Yeah, the really.
Yeah. So what's the story? What's the short version? So I think Got 5 on it was in the script. That's my memory. And the reason is because it's used as this great way to get to know the family that's at the center of the story. Any movie you want to get to know the characters, but you don't want them to just talk to you and say, "I'm the dad," and So in the setup of the movie, you see the four of them enjoying that song, and each of them of their own way, and they have a conversation around the song, and it's a great way to see how they interact together because each one of them kind of contributes to that. So then, but one thing Jordan loves to do is he loves to twist things. He loves to take something that you think of one way and do it in a way that kind of ruins it for you, but in a really great way. So, of course, one of the ways he had to do that was turn it into this chilling piece of horror. And the great thing about it was that I realized at the beginning of Us, he said to me, so, the story's about duality, obviously. So do some things, give me some instruments that don't belong together. And that was my initial, experiment. So then when it came time to mess with Got 5 on it, I noticed that it's got two melodies. It's got the high melody and the low one. It's duality in itself.
Yes,
so I thought, this is too coincidentally perfect. So
and then there's Jordan behind it.
Right, and Jordan's behind it.
Yeah, then you're like, okay, now I get why
right,
this
exactly.
happens. Yeah.
So, and the thing is that he didn't start with that idea as being in the climactic scene. But after the response to the trailer, right, he was really like, okay, guess what? We're putting this in.
Yeah.
And so, what else about that? I think that's the story.
Yeah, that's truly from a fan's response exactly how it was. It's obviously a song everyone grew up liking, but when everyone heard the new rendition of it, people was like, yo.
Yeah, I was going, oh wow, that's amazing.
And I remember the movie and the scene and just hearing it in the beginning in the car, then hearing the added pieces to
right.
it, the spine chill to it after. I don't even remember what the original was really like. And that's all I know. It is amazing work. But we're talking about Us. Can you talk about how, again, you guys' relationship, once you done Get Out, and that just went crazy, the response had to be from y'all crazy, as everyone loved it. When you knew that we were going to do Us. Now, I interviewed Jordan a while ago, and he wanted to make it very clear that Us was not a sequel to Get Out.
Absolutely.
When that is being put into perspective, what is your thought process into scoring Us?
Only just that, that I wanted to make sure that I did just the very best job that I could for Jordan. And whatever it was clear to me that it was not Get Out 2, and that was just a really courageous decision of his, because they would have backed the truck of money up to his house.
Oh, right.
But he didn't choose that. He chose to make something even scarier.
Yeah.
And he chose to make a movie that's not about race.
That's exactly what he said.
It's not about race.
First 3 seconds of the Q&A, he said, "I want to make this perfectly clear. This is not about race."
So I just saw all the creative courage he was putting out there. I read the script. I thought it was really interesting and unlike Get Out, which that's a singularly focused film. Us doesn't answer all your questions, and that's deliberate. And you're supposed to think. You're supposed to contribute to what it means. He wants your participation. I think that was really courageous, and so I just wanted to help Jordan realize that vision, tell the story the way he wanted it told. And I was down for anything that did that.
So I totally agree. That was my take on Us. And it was interesting because a group of friends, upon reviewing it, we all had different thoughts. Which is the best part, because everyone got something out of it. That's why I absolutely love the movie. But you read the script, and when I saw the movie, the first time, I was like, I gotta see it right away again, because it was just things that I had to do.
Great.
But reading the script, how challenging is that, considering this guy's work, and you I got a job to do with this?
Well, reading a script, it's there on the page, but there's so much you don't get about a movie that's in a script. You can't tell what the camera lingers on can totally change. Even just if two people are having a conversation and the camera is following the person who's reacting, is totally different than the cameras on their face. And you don't know the choices the director's going to make.
Yeah.
You also don't know the pacing of a scene. You can read it one way, but the way it's cut together, it might play totally different. So you always, it's great to read the script. But you don't really, there's a lot that you miss until you watch it and you're like, oh. So I wanted to, when he told me it's about, experiment with instruments, I did him all these demos, and I didn't even have scenes in mind. You know, I was just doing demos, and I didn't even tell him, I didn't even give them names that would make him think that they were something. I just numbered them. But the reason was because I wanted his reaction. You know, like I thought, if he likes it, I'll find out. You know? Like, and so some of them, how I'd find out if he liked it is I'd watch the rough cut, and it's like some of them would be in the rough cut is like adding to what they call the temp score. I go, oh, that one's speaking to it, you know. And also it would be in a scene that maybe I didn't expect. And that just added to the level of creative exploration. And eventually, some things worked and some didn't, and some changed. But you kind of you start trying to just come from a creative place, and then you see what the connective thread is as you go.
Okay, I gotta just say before our last question. I mean, the dynamics with you two is feeling like Hans Zimmer and Christopher Nolan. The pairing needs to stay together. Is there a future project that you may be able to wink or anything about that could be coming our way?
Well, we talked about something, but it was just talk. And he's producing. He's got so much that he's doing, and I don't even know if directing is in his short or long-term plans. Even I don't know, but I know that I'm like the minute he calls, I'm in. So that's all I can tell you.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope we have a good rest of your conference.
Thanks a lot. Sure.
Big gold bell.